Aside from just adding an additional model to the 923 line, each model got even more specifically designed to do exactly what it's supposed to do. So right now, here's the 5 models of the 923 family: Tour, Forge, Hot Metal Pro, Hot Metal, and Hot Metal High Launch. Each one really designed for specific needs. The Tour is designed for precision, control, feel. Nothing's gonna beat that in terms of those characteristics. The Forged, it takes all that precision and control and just adds a touch of distance to it. So balls can go a little bit further, but it's gonna feel great. Hot Metal Pro is a fun one because this is an all-out distance golf club with a player spec. A little bit thinner top line, a little bit thinner sole. The standard Hot Metal, straight up max distance. This is the one really for a lot of people. And then the High Launch, this is the fitter's dream because it delivers that ball speed with added spin to it, and it's got a great Mizuno look and feel. So I'm holding the JPX923 Tour. Working with the optimizer, we learn a number of different things. First, one thing that's really interesting is we looked at how players are attacking the ball, shaft lean and angle of attack, and we see a trend of getting steeper and steeper with angle of attack. That kind of told us to really examine the soles of our golf clubs. The JPX Tour in years past has been a little bit of a low bounce golf club. We've added a touch of bounce, but really made sure that we put a ton of camber on it. So this is a golf club that's gonna enter and exit the turf even cleaner than it did before. If there's one model that actually has like the longest lineage, it's probably the JPX Forge. You can go back even to like MX20, MX23, one piece grain flow forge with some forgiveness. That's been what Mizuno does. This has been really almost the trademark of a Mizuno line for dozens of years. What's so great about this construction is it delivers on every category that a player's looking for. The look and the feel of a grain flow forging is gonna give that player just confidence. It's gonna give them that feel that they know they struck a good shot, but adding forgiveness and now actually adding a little bit of distance to it, it just checks every box. What I love most about the 923 Forged is how the performance outperforms the look. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean the look looks so players. It looks thicker than the previous one. It looks meaner, it looks more aggressive. It looks like a smaller cavity, but it plays so much bigger. You get so much more out of it. That's what I love about 923 Forge. Now with this filled out line of JPX Hot Metal, we have a golf club that has the proper amount of stopping power for what you and your swing DNA delivers at impact. We have the High Launch that's gonna go higher and come in steeper with a little bit more spin. We have the Hot Metal that's gonna come in a little bit shallower but still deliver plenty of spin. And then the Hot Metal Pro for if you need a little bit thinner look at address. I'm gonna grab one of each of these. I'm gonna grab a Hot Metal Pro, and a Hot Metal High Launch. I'll talk about each of these, and it's cool because the technology story, it's the same across the board. They all feature our new nickel chromoly. Chromoly has been a great material for us that has allowed us to design a golf club that delivers a ton of speed, but at the same time, it's very customizable, very custom fittable. We can make sure you get it dialed into your proper loft and lie, because it's a lot more malleable than a standard high COR material. So all of these feature that new nickel chromoly that's 35% stronger than the previous version. They all feature what we call our Unitized cup face design, which means actually behind this face, there's a thin area that goes 360 degrees around that's gonna deliver ball speed and a huge trampoline for very consistent speed on all 3 of these models. Also, we dialed in our V chassis to make sure that the feel is phenomenal on them. Yes, it's a hot golf club, but it's hot and solid at the same time. It's a Mizuno version of hot. It still feels solid. We did that with the V chassis as well as the ribs that you can actually see underneath the top line that reinforce it. All of those are gonna help deliver a golf ball that just launches. It's gonna spin, it's gonna have a ton of speed, and then the specs are gonna dial in how it fits you. The Hot Metal is the middle one of this family. It's the very traditional, slightly oversized head, slightly thicker top line, slightly thicker sole. The Hot Metal Pro is the player's version of that. Same ball speed, same distance, thinner top line, thinner sole, less offset. Hot Metal High Launch is on the other end of that. This is for that player who wants all that speed, but needs a little bit more launch and even more stopping power coming into the green. We see a lot from fitting and from playing with other golfers to recognize certain trends, but to be able to quantify it is a whole nother thing. Shaft optimizers allowed us to quantify the number of players that need that added spin, and we've seen it at close to 50%. Our shaft optimizer data has shown that when you look at average angles of attack and average shaft lean, players are delivering these distance irons with too little effective loft. As a result of that, we see a lot of players with irons that are coming in too shallow. As a result, this new hot metal family is going to find the perfect one for you to give you the most distance, but also the most stopping power.